Morning, everybody. Welcome to the special council meeting Friday, the 28th of February 2025. Councillors, thank you for your indulgence in attending. I know it was very short notice. I'm very pleased you've made the effort. Getting straight into the attendances and apologies. We have apologies from Councillor Skender
And Cottrell.
and Councillor Cottrell. And moving right along, we have Councillor Kelly on the team, so just to remind myself. Declarations of interest. I have a declaration of interest from Councillor Burke Maslin on item 4.2.1. The nature of the interest is impartiality, and the extent of the interest is Councillor Maslin is the member of the board of GDC. Public question time. There is no public, so there is no public, and we have no questions. So getting straight into the departmental reports. Item 4.1.1, the Compliance Audit Report 2024.
25. Oh, 24 it is, yep, sorry, we'll go.
Thank you.
Yep, sorry.
Do I have a mover? Please, Councillor Vanderleer. And Councillor Burke, seconded that. Councillor Vanderleer.
I'll speak for the motion, Mr President, and urge councillors to accept this Audit and Risk Committee report put forward, the CAR. The councillors may have noted there was a decrease in the score from the audit done from previous years. The Audit and Risk Committee have reviewed this, and we are, look, if anything, comfortable with the findings, because the level of detail that the staff have gone through and the things they've picked up are very granular, so you can tell it's a very thorough audit that's been done, and the only way to improve these things is to pick up details like that. So I'm very comfortable with the findings of the report and what the staff have put together here, and urge councillors to support it.
Thank you, Councillor Vanderleer, and I concur with your statements. Councillors, are there any speakers against the motion? Are there any further speakers for the motion?
I think this may be congratulated, Mr Chairman, the committee and the staff for doing first class. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, councillors, I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour?
Aye.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. That's unanimous, 6-0. Item 4.2.1, endorsement of the detailed design of the Carnarvon Activation Project Phase 1.
Through the chair, could we refer to Michael for 5 minutes and he can put the plans on the screen? No.
Okay, so Madam CEO has just asked me if we could defer to Mr Mallon to do a presentation on this for us.
Just to quickly point out those quick points.
Few of
Did
the
you have
main
it?
items.
Just a couple of the quick points.
Sure, look through the chair.
You're online, that's fine.
Mr President, councillors draw your attention to the 3 items going up for endorsement today, which is the Van Dongen Park, the Tramway Walk Trail and the Connect and Create project. So the Tramway Walk Trail is the trail furniture and signage. So the Tramway Walk Trail is trail furniture and signage. Van Dongen Park is the playground, landscaping and day use facilities, and Connect and Create is public art and a digital screen throughout the Carnarvon CBD. So I'll begin with Van Dongen Park. So going through community engagement, some items of interest from community members were raised and engaged in the process of creating this wonderful playground for the local community, taking on board all the community requests and priorities and aspirations, and working our best to do that. So I will draw your attention to the current plan for the area previously occupied by the long vehicle parking, the informal long vehicle parking that is, so making that a real formal space, presenting an area where the community can come and use day use facilities of hard shelters incorporated with art, a beautiful big banana playground, which will become an iconic identity of Carnarvon, and obviously attract tourism to the region, but also providing a bit of connection for locals. Variety of landscaping out and around, utilising not only native species but species that will be and thrive in the local environment. There is provision for a future toilet block which is unfunded by this project, and there is also provision for future car parking along Norton Way, which is also unfunded by this project, but we are seeking alternate funding programs to fund those. Moving along, so as you can see, this is our wonderful banana spanning 8 metres in height and 8 metres wide and 8 metres deep. So it is quite a large, prominent piece of this playground, so it'll be great for the community, something that they can associate with. Moving along to Create and Connect, so digital LED screen for promotional work from the Community Art Hub. It'll be used for marketing, it'll be used to highlight and showcase areas of Carnarvon in a prominent area of the Civic Centre courtyard. So occupying this space here where the batten screen currently is, that will be relocated so it's not lost. Will also occasionally be able to be used for some movie productions out there as community events. Now onto public art locations, so throughout the main street and through the CBD, including Van Dongen Park, incorporating artwork into furniture, signage, and creating areas for I guess, representation. So some examples here. And lastly, moving on to the tramway trail, which will be developing that from the tramway bridge and the Facine all the way out to the Carnarvon Heritage Precinct and the existing 1 mile jetty. So utilising further signage, educational content and local materials to showcase that area and create a place for refuge along the Long Walk and provide a brief history on a lot of things that have happened throughout Carnarvon in the area. That's all. If you're happy with that, councillors, I will defer to Danny.
Thank you, Mr. Null. Councillors, with that, do I have a get on with it? Do I have a mover of this motion, please? Councillor Vanderloo. Councillor Kelly, thank you. Councillor Vanderloo.
I'll speak for the motion, Mr. President, and sort of link into conversations we've had offline amongst the council before this meeting and previously to this, and points that have been raised that I 100% agree with from other councillors and probably elements of the community. And the point is if the council had $3 million, is this the best way to spend $3 million? And I would agree with anyone who says it's probably not the best way to spend $3 million. But this money comes with, this money isn't given to us to spend how we like. It's not given to us to do what we like. It's not for repairing roads, fixing sheet piling, fighting crime or anything like that. It's been given to us to activate areas in our town, and that's what the staff have had to comply with when they've gone to try and qualify and get this grant funding approved and make it available for the community. So we're not comparing spending $3 million on this and spending $3 million on something else. We're accepting to do this for the town and put these assets in place for the town as they have been put forward to us by Michael just now. The staff have then put a lot, so then the question becomes, is this what the town wants? Is this the way the town sees us best using this money to activate and comply with the grant funding? And well, I think the answer to that is yes, as we've discussed and been advised by Michael, and we can read here, there's been a hell of a lot of consultation that's gone into this project to arrive at this point. So this is what the people of this community have said that they want done with this money. So for anyone against spending the money on this area in the community, it really isn't the option that we're being presented here today. We're being presented the option that we've had in place, and if we don't do this, then we don't do anything. So I fully agree with the points raised by everyone in the community and other councillors. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I think it's a great result for the town that staff have been able to get this money to qualify and satisfy the requirements of this grant, and this town's going to look a hell of a lot better for it once these things are in place. And I'm sure the community who have been engaged and worked on this with the staff at the council will also be very happy with this result as well. So I'm for it, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Councillor Vanderloo. Are there any speakers against the motion? Are there any further speakers for the motion?
I'll speak for the motion. Firstly, thank you to the staff. Unfortunately, we won't have Mr. Mellon with us next year. I think this is your last meeting with us, but I know you're not the only one who's put in work on this, but I appreciate everything you've done. It's not easy. I concur with Councillor Vanderloo's very clear and explicit explanation of how we've arrived and come to this, and obviously there will be those in the community that aren't watching today's meeting when they'll see something happening and we'll get a bit of mud thrown at us, etc. But the community has been consulted, the staff have worked hard to come up with the results that we've been presented with. I think Van Dodgen Park is just a start. It's to be built to grow. It's not just we'll start there and that's the end of it. We want to actually, beautify that whole area. And I think it's going to make a big difference to the town, visitation-wise, etc., along with the other aspects that have been already identified, especially the Heritage Walkway Trail out to the Carnarvon Heritage Group. Obviously, the tramway bridge is very important and a major priority for us, but it doesn't come into this equation in this case. So with that, I would urge councillors to support the motion as put, and thanks again to the staff for your efforts.
Thank you, Councillor Maslin. I'll just quickly say, I think, and both of you councillors have said everything that needs to be said. I absolutely concur with what's been said. A couple of other things that I find really appealing. We're going to have a big banana, but I think it's probably one of the few big items in any town that we're actually going to be able to integrate with, work with, be on, play with, because it's a playground as well. I think it's fantastic in that respect. It really is. It's an activity. So I think it's extremely special. I thank the staff for listening to the council, because the council was after shade and seating, which is critical, and it is going to lift the amenity of our town, and that's something I've been targeting ever since I became the president. So thank you so much. So with that, councillors, put it to the vote. All those in favour?
With reservation.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. Thank you. Adopted unanimously, Mrs Hill, 6-0. Councillors, item 4.2.2, tramway bridge repairs.
Last page 20.
Move it, please. Thank you, Councillor Burke-Maslin. Seconder, please. Councillor Farina. Councillor Burke-Maslin, would you like to speak to the motion?
Yeah, I would, Mr. President, but also I'd like to move that we should suspend standing orders.
Councillor Maslin moved it, and Councillor Kelly seconded that, Mrs Hill. Councillor Maslin, you wish to speak?
In regards to option, my understanding is that we're here to decide on which of these options is the preferred option, or consensus of council which is the preferred option. So I lean to the staff, and my next question is which one of these is going to give us the quickest result to get it open without having to go back and do the repairs properly and get it open as soon as possible.
The result, or the option that's going to get us a quick result of reopening the bridge with the information that we've got at the moment is the preferred option. It is the smallest scope of works and obviously will then provide the smallest amount of time required to reopen the bridge to the public. That's not to say that the secondary inspection will pick up on other aspects that will need upgrading or refurbishing, but to get the bridge open as soon as possible, it would be to proceed with the preferred option.
And that option is
That option is the
First one.
first one?
so
Or
draw your attention to the table on page 19. So there's two prices provided by two different suppliers, but they are for the same scope of work. So that was just for a comparison between the cost estimates provided. Replacement option 2 from either supplier is the preferred option, and that
Yeah.
is for piers 1 to 26 with denoted critical piles to be replaced with new piles, and only the deck and handrail above those piles from piers 1 to 26 to be replaced or reinstated. Now the reason for that and the difference between replacement option 1 is that there will be further works required at the other end of the bridge, and Shire officers believe that replacing the deck and the handrail on the remainder of the bridge and then having to remove it to reinstate new piles or replace new piles at that end of the bridge would be a misuse of funds. So that is why the smaller scope of works is the preferred option.
Thanks, Mr. Mallon, for clarification. I think that makes it.
So just through the chair, in order to ensure that the recommendation is incredibly clear, because I'm just picking up, we've said the preferred replacement design methodology option. Michael, if we were to, we say that that is replacement option 2.
Sure.
Is that, so any councillors that moved and seconded, Maslin and Farina, would you mind checking that they're comfortable if we add in there with the preferred replacement design methodology option 2?
Would be in.
It's just how can we then make this a little bit clearer? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you for your time. Oh,
So councillors, just to be absolutely clear, the third option is the right-hand one, the Ventia one, which is the replacement option 2 in the table. Is everybody quite clear that's the one we're discussing? Okay.
You just.
Is there any further questions? No further questions. Could I have someone move or go back into standing orders, please? Councillor Maslin, Clerk Maslin. Seconder, please. Councillor Farina. All those in favour? Thank you. That's adopted unanimously, Mrs Hill. So, councillors, we're back to the officer's recommendation, which will include the fact that it's the Ventia option 2.
Both options of 2. We're not choosing who does it yet.
Oh, we're not choosing who's doing it yet.
Just replacement option 2.
Yes, not who is
Oh,
doing it yet. So they're the 2 quotes we've had, but we now need to do the procurement process.
Okay.
But this is choosing the way forward, and that's an estimate of what they cost.
Okay. Thank you. So that's it. Sorry, Councillor. Councillor Maslin, would you like to speak to the motion yet? Or
Yes, I'd like to speak to the motion. So you agree that option 2, because we moved and seconded, that's fine. Okay. So thank you, Mr. Mallon, for clarification and ensuring that we get this work done as soon as possible and get the tramway bridge open. And if we can do that within the preferred, suggested timeline before tourist season, I think it's going to be a great result for the community and actually, they can actually see we're actually moving forward on this. And thanks again for the staff and all their work. It's not an easy job. But there hasn't been any money spent on that in 100 years. So anyway, I urge councillors to back the officer's recommendation, methodology 2, Let's get on with it.
Thank you, councillor Mazel. Is there any speakers against the motion? There being no speakers against the motion, are there any further speakers for the motion? There being no further speakers for the motion, I'll put it to the vote, councillors. All those in favour? Aye. Thank you, councillor Kelly. That's unanimous, Mr. Hill. 6-0. So with that, we'll close the meeting, but can I ask you to stay for another 5 minutes, please? The meeting's closed.